Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed. Yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too who I wanted to be and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fucking boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. Owe me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top with the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
I will make you go to the fucking gym.
Put down
the gun. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
No days off.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 3121 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beercast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yo hoes? It's your boy Papa Solio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you bees.
Fucking
All right, fam, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. 3121 Thursday, November the 20 Schwam. Papa's looking fire indeed. Got my beard cleaned up. I'm all feeling good, feeling right, feeling tight. And of course, rocking the amazing GTTFG tank. It's a classic. Make sure when you come on in, hit the like button, subscribe. Thanks for being here. Make sure you follow the show on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. All that amazing stuff. We're live on Rumble, The Daily Swole, and the Swolenormous YouTube channel for now until we get banned. You never know. Maybe with Trump in office, maybe we don't get banned anymore, but I doubt it. And of course, head on over to swolenormousx.com as we get started. Reminder that we have a brand new app available. So if you want to just head directly on into your app store, now is the time. Go and download the brand new Swolenormous app before it's all gone. Limited time only. I'm just kidding. You can go download the app right now, start your free trial, start the Jungle Flow 90-day dash, do some other yoga class, learn some yin yoga, do a mobility, a Swollen 7, learn how to swing a club, learn how to swing a mace, start meditating with the Brain Gains meditation section, start Maximum Swole. It's a great fucking program. A lot of you are doing Maximum Swole, myself included. Go and check it out. Start scheduling your workouts, build a custom playlist, introduce yourself to the fam, join the Telegram chat, all that amazing stuff. Join us now, swolenormousx.com, and of course in your app store or Google Play. That's the big announcement. Very exciting. Let's get a little round of applause. All right, fam, let's get into today's episode. Let's get into the Swole fam post. Drop in the comments, what are you smashing today? And let's get started. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. First Swole fam post of the day is from Daniel inside the Swolenormous app. Daniel says, from Hebrews 12:11, for the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. Wise words. Sorry, I don't mean to push the Bible on anyone, but this verse has been a great encouragement for me, especially with how much we talk about discipline on the Mancast. If it encourages anyone, then it was worth the post for me. No apologies necessary. Wise words indeed. Absolutely fantastic. I'll read it one more time for the chodes in the back. For the moment, all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. In other words, low time preference, looking into the future, delayed gratification. Okay? I love gardening. We have a butterfly garden, all that stuff. When you plant a tree, it's not there automatically. If you buy a full-size tree, one, it's very expensive and you have to dig the shit out of the ground. I mean, depends on how big the tree is. You're not moving a 60-foot tree. That's just ridiculous. So when you're planting a tree, a lot of times you're planting a tree so your kids and your grandchildren can sit underneath it. You're planting it for 20 years. And I have it somewhere. I'm not sure if I have it. I think I have it on this wall. I had it in the last Swole hole. It's a great Swole card. And it's a great quote. The best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best time is now. So people don't want to plant a tree. Oh, it's going to take 20 years. The 20 years are going to go by. The 5 months are going to go by. The 5 years are going to go by. The time is going to go by. The question is, are you going to put in the work in the meantime so you could reap the benefits in those 5 years, in those 10 years? Oh, I don't go to the gym. It's hard. I'm not going to see results for a while. Well, the time is going anyway. I have a physique. You have a physique. You have the results you have today because of the time you put in. What if you never started? You wouldn't have these results. You have to start and start now. 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 What about now? Now. How about now? How about now? All right, this one's from Joanne. This is also from the community section on the app. And if you haven't yet responded, go and respond. If you have any thoughts, I want to read Joanne's post because this is intense. This is heavy. And a lot of people in the Swole fam deal with real serious stuff. And we like to read these because maybe someone has an answer. You can voice some support, but also it gives you some context as to what people are going through. So if you think you're having a rough day because, oh, you didn't get your PR, you have it really well. Okay. Joanne says, things have been going so well with my fitness and overall health, but I have just found out some bad news. I have extreme menstrual pain and finally have an answer. Adenomyosis. I'm not sure what this, I haven't looked it up yet. So I don't know if anyone knows what that is, or you can Google it and drop in the comments. 2 treatment options: hormone contraceptive therapy as it helps with the pain, or hysterectomy. I'm not going on hormones, so hysterectomy it is. I've had children, so it's not interfering with that, but the setback in my training and health progression is heartbreaking. I'm in too much pain to go on without treatment, and in Australia, prescription pain relief is not an option for women suffering reproductive issues. The condition will only worsen in time, so I have 3 months to build as much muscle and fitness as possible until I'm out of action for a considerable time. So I'm not sure exactly. I definitely responded to this, and I was asking about nutrition because, I mean, most women especially, hormones are always, or can be out of whack, especially if you're eating a lot of garbage food, or you are, for example, a lot of women are on birth control and they're not eating well. We know all the habits that can lead to, for example, PCOS. It's an insulin resistance issue. A lot of times this is just compounded over time. Mark says it's a condition in which endometrial tissue exists within and grows into the uterine wall. Ooh. So it's like is that just an unusual growth, or it just happens to be interfering so they have to remove it, for example? Anyway, so just because you're eating healthy too, and let's say you're carnivore, let's say whatever it is, doesn't mean that you're not going to have problems. What it does mean is that you're going to minimize the potential for problems. We all have genetics. We are the result of the people that came before us, and we are a result of those habits, right? Epigenetics matters, and your genetics do matter. So when people say I'm fat because of my genetics, well, that's a cope. But of course, you can have issues that are presented to you because of the habits of your parents and your grandparents, and you're going to inherit things that you can't choose. So just because you're carnivore and you're lifting weights, you're doing Maximum Swole, you join the Swole family, doesn't mean you're never going to have a problem. Doesn't mean you're never going to have health issues because you weren't a part of the Swole fam since you were born. None of us were, So it's like, you have to do the best you can. Once you realize, then take those actions, and you're going to minimize your risk. At least you'll improve your situation, maybe the recovery or the likelihood of these things happening. So shit's still going to happen. You'll see this online all the time, which is crazy. Someone's eating healthy and then they have a problem. Well, I thought eating healthy was going to prevent you from having all these issues. Well, imagine what my issues would have been, for example, if I wasn't doing these things. You have to think about that way. You don't know. You don't have a crystal ball. You can't go down different lines of the past and the future. You can't look down those roads. So you don't know if it would have been much worse. What if we know for a fact it would have been 100 times worse? Well, I'm glad I did this because it minimized the severity of the issues. So it's not magic, right? It's not magic. We got two Swole text responses. Then we'll get into a couple emails and then some questions, so you can start dropping those in the comments. Aaron says, to improve this week, I'll be focusing more on my mindfulness pillar during my meditations and really diving into what it is I'm feeling and why. I will set aside time after lunch using the new app to remind me that it's time to make brain gains to keep me focused during the day. Fantastic. So if you have certain brain gains meditations that you like, add it to a playlist. You can also download the audio. I always recommend people put their phone on airplane mode, this, that, and the other. So if you're meditating, you have your phone in your pocket, you can have your headphones in, whatever, turn in airplane mode. You can have offline audio downloads. So you could download the brain gains meditation that you like, or you do it in bed and you can have your phone off. You don't have to have Wi-Fi on and stuff like that. So it's really cool. Diana says, I'm working on my diet. Breakfast and lunch are good, but I tend to eat too much at dinner and in the evenings. Well, too much and too much of what? Again, a reminder, I don't know the details here, but if you're not eating the proper foods, you're not going to get the proper signals and you're going to tend to overeat. Chances are you're probably thirsty, or you can eat larger meals. You could eat a larger breakfast and then taper off in the evening, which you should. You shouldn't be eating big meals within a couple hours of bed. You shouldn't be eating super heavy. It's going to negatively affect your sleep. Everyone's a little bit different, but people that have sleep issues a lot of times are eating late, and you shouldn't be like heavily digesting while you're trying to sleep. Okay, so let's get some responses. Any ladies that have any of those issues that, who was it? That Joanne was dealing with. Maybe Joanne's going to listen to the podcast. So if you have any experience or any thoughts, maybe you can drop that in the comments below. The number one supplement, that email really popped off. A couple email responses. Let me zoom out on here. The number one supplement, Joaquin says, Papa Swole, I used to try to sleep 8 hours, but not always can I do it. I try to meditate or listen to an audiobook to relax. Yesterday, I took a shower before sleep and it helped me. Very nice. You got to figure out what works best for you. Whether it's a yoga class at night, whether it's a little meditation, whether it's a walk, whether it's reading. I like to read. I like to read at night. You know, sometimes if the book is really good though, you got to be careful because then I'm going to stay up reading it. But it usually, a good quality night's sleep starts hours before. Not drinking coffee super late, depending on when you go to sleep and what you're doing that day. Not eating too late, right? Turning off the blue lights, not stressing yourself out at night. How early you wake up in the day. If you're waking up at noon and you slept in, well, it's going to negatively affect your ability to fall asleep that night, yeah? Monty says, Papa Swole, for me, it's an evening routine. I start winding down a couple hours before my bedtime, or reading, or listening to music, or talking with my honey. We're usually heading to bed between 9 and 9:30, aiming at 8 hours of sleep time. Other important things to make this work are limiting or none alcohol, reducing screen time, eating well ahead of bed so I'm not still digesting. I'm sure there are other things, but mainly I just focus on getting that 8 hours or as close to as I can. Thanks. That's kind of hit on all the points that I was making. Reducing screen time, turning your phone into red mode, not being on it late, turning it off, getting on, reading instead, turning all the blue lights off in your house, blackout curtains, turning on red lights, shutting down. You'll see everything. Those of you, how many of you use red lights? You turn on red lights at night and get rid of all the blue light, black out everything, no LEDs and that stuff. Your face just relaxes, right? Even when you put on, I like these glasses when I do the show because I'm staring at a screen. And at first, it's not a big deal if I'm walking around, there's blue light, it's daylight, I'm walking in here, I'm staring at a screen. I get used to it. You adapt to things. But if I put this on and then I just lift the glasses for a little bit, it's really, you realize, oh my God, how much stress it is on your eyes. So when you turn the red lights on at night, your face will relax. You'll feel everything. You'll just start to want to end the day. It's good. It's good stuff. All right. If you want to get on the email list, you guys know what to do. Go to makeemailswoleagain.com. Email list is free. Plus you'll get all the latest updates, all that good stuff. So makeemailswoleagain.com. Now let's get into some knowledge cock.
Because
Hashtag Ask Papa Swole in the comments if you have a live question, and we'll get to as many questions as we can. So drop them in the comments. It's Julian on the YouTubes. Honestly, if you have PCOS, do carnivore or keto. My doctor recommended it and has kept me stable for 8 years now. That's 100% what I would say. Absolutely. Absolutely. I see all these people in the past talking about PCOS and doing this stuff, and they're still eating garbage. That's fucking you up. People don't understand how toxic these foods are, not to mention all the other endocrine disruptors, right? They're still on birth control and eating fast food. Why do I have PCOS? Because, you being
everybody knows you never go full retard.
If you just change your habits, but people don't want to change their habits. They can't stop their habits. They just can't do it. They just can't change it. I don't think I even showed the card today. Hashtag sick fucking gains. Drop that in the comments and give that Swole card away at the end of today's episode. Look at that sexy beesh. Oh my God. That's just, it's too much. It's too much. Too sexy. She's so sexy. That's a sexy beesh. And then, of course, we have the Tainty Man who does not want to be on camera ever. I got to move the camera almost, but then he's going to go the other direction. So can't win with this fat beesh. Okay, questions. All right. I have to open them because all right. So let's get into these questions. If you have live questions, again, drop them in the comments. Hashtag Ask Papa Swole. We'll take this one from Marcel.
What's in the box?
Marcel says, Papa Swole, do you think you can gain muscle mass after age 40 without additional supplement? I happen to be 41 years old. So, yes. Yes, you certainly can. It fucking gains. My strength is improving, and that's a sweet spot. Look, it depends on when you start lifting. Obviously, in your 20s and 30s, you can get really big too. But the discipline and the strength you build for 10, 20 years, lifting in your 20s and 30s, getting into my 40s, I don't recover as quickly. I'm also not doing as much volume, but I'm training hard. I'm lifting heavy. I'm making progress. I feel great. I feel great. You can absolutely build muscle. You can build muscle at 80 years old. You're just not going to build as much. So absolutely. I know you can build muscle. A lot of you guys post that and we do like different videos and throwback in so many ways. I mean, I feel better and I think I look better now than I did 10 years ago because I'm taking even better care of my health now than I was. Mark says, Cerny has been making gains when Jesus was alive. So I think you could. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cerny's been doing it for like millennia. Okay. Tristan Dean Papa Swolio. Can a traumatic brain injured patient get as strong as you? I'm getting there. A little hard, ... That's a strange question. Well, I like the question. You're getting there. Good for you. Good for you for overcoming that or working through that. I don't know what that means. How traumatic. I mean, I think most of us in the Swole fam I think most of us in the Swole fam were some shade of retarded. We all have some sort of brain damage, to be honest. I think we all have traumatic brain injuries. I think we've proven that over the course of 121 episodes. Like I think we're all on the traumatic brain injury spectrum, I believe. I don't know what that means. You know, the brain controls so many things. Maybe it's going to limit, maybe it's going to improve. Sometimes maybe you have that kind of like, you have an injury and you're kind of a Ninja Turtle. It turns you into just ridiculous. Your brain doesn't shut off the your brain doesn't fire the receptors to be like, hey, don't go too heavy. Let's protect the body. So your strength is just, you're superhuman. So don't compare yourself to me. Compare yourself to where you were yesterday and good for you. Will, Papa Swolio, are all fruits good for you? Or are there any fruits you avoid or don't eat in general? That's a good question. Fruit. So we're not talking about fruit juice. We're not talking about different things. I think fruit juice is great. It's always fresh and obviously the quality matters. I love fresh orange juice. So in terms of fruit, are they all good for you? You can pretty much say no because everyone's different. Some of you probably have a fruit allergy. Maybe there's something that bothers you. So you could drop that in the comments. You're going to have to test those. I think that certain fruits probably have higher glycemic indexes. They might absorb differently. They might have more or less fiber. Maybe they fill you up more. They have different vitamins and minerals. I don't want to say that definitely all fruits aren't good for you. Because just because something's a fruit doesn't make it automatically good. Tomatoes are fruit. Some people have issues with tomatoes. There are some fruits that people have issues with, so you have to test those things. Fruit's fantastic. I will say fruit's fantastic. It doesn't mean you should be just eating endless amounts of fruit, but in terms of your carbohydrates, that's where it should be coming from. I drink coconut water, honey, dates. I don't like the the fear mongering. I never did when it's fear mongering for carbs. Carbs are the enemy. Carbs are the enemy. They're not. Your habits are the enemy. The quality of your food, the quality and where those carbohydrates are coming from. Fat is the enemy. Fat's not the enemy. Ultra processed seed oils and, polyunsaturated fats and all those sunflower oil and safflower oil and canola oil. Those are garbage. That's fat. But the fat on a ribeye, get fucked. That's not bad for you. You kidding me? So are there any ones that I don't eat in general? I would say there's certain things that might irritate my tongue. Pineapple, but I think it's oxalic acid. Is that what it is? In pineapple and sometimes raspberries, can be a little irritating. Some fruits that are high in oxalates, you might have issues with. You have a little bit and your tongue starts to burn. But, if you're exercising, sugar's not bad. I'll drink orange. If you're lifting weights and stuff, you might have, insulin goes up, your body will regulate. If you have insulin sensitivity, you'll be fine. All right. But when you have issues from trashing your body, then you can't process and metabolize things the same way. Good question. GTZJ Social. Again, questions live, #AskPapaSwolio, or we'll go through these and move on. Besides genetics, how do you keep those sweet locks healthy?
Hi, puppy.
Well, every 2 weeks I go and I get cleaned up, fresh and clean, obviously. Check this out. What up? What up, fam? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing?
I give it a 10.
Don't everyone get up at the same time.
A 10. A fucking 10.
I eat healthy, and I get sun, and I get sleep. Bone broth, lots of collagen. I eat bone marrow and raw liver, and I eat beef and raw dairy. A lot of good nutrition. People, your hair is dead. Your hair is dead. So yes, you can add things to your hair, and it can volumize it, X, Y, and Z, but it's coming out of your body. If you're trashing your body, and you have garbage vitamins and minerals, for example, and collagen in your body, what do you think is going to come out? So again, it's like taking a picture at night, a blurry picture at night, and trying to sharpen it and make it look like it's 4K. Or you take a real sharp picture and then you can manipulate it because your foundation is better. You can only sharpen and lighten a picture that's taken at night while moving. It's going to look shitty, even if you sharpen it and do whatever digitally you try. So if your hair fundamentally is crappy because your diet sucks, it's going to be hard to make it amazing, even with all the products and stuff. Let's see. Projector on YouTube. Papa Swole, your thoughts on cooking with pig fat? Tallow's better. Tallow and butter is better. Usually it's because of, I believe pig fat has higher, or I think it has less stearic acid, or it's higher in linoleic acid. It's higher in omega-6s because of the monogastric nature of pigs. That's part of it. So you're better off with beef tallow, but I would say depending on the quality too, if you're getting pastured pork, if it's really high quality, you're probably fine. If you have your own farm and you know what you're giving them, you're not giving them corn and soy and all this stuff, it's going to be much better than something you find at. Again, the quality matters, right? Same thing with beef. You want to get the best that you can. Kara Alexis 03. Do looks or personality matter? Both matter. The fuck? Both matter. What does this mean? If you're just looking, you meet someone out and you're like, oh, I'm going to plow. You don't care if their personality is good. And I'll tell you, if you want a long-term relationship, looks go. You can maintain looks a lot. I think people should work to maintain their looks. I'm not saying you train hard. It's not going to change the distance your eyes are from one another. But how you physically care for yourself is important. And if you're in a relationship, I think it's relationship-wise, it's negligent to not take care of yourself. I think it's really unfortunate when two people are together, or let's say you get married. Okay, I'm going to be with you for the rest of your, for the rest of your life. And you're going to be with me for the rest of your life, this one chance existence. And yeah, you're going to get a fat, lazy fuck. That's really messed up. This whole idea will take me in sickness and in health. Pause. I think we should change that. Do you take this person in sickness and in health? I'll take this person with sickness that is not self-inflicted. You know what I mean? And so like, I'm just going to trash my body and have diabetes and fuck myself up, and then you have to push me around in a wheelchair and wipe my ass. That's not fair. You get into a car accident, and you lose your leg. That's a tragedy, and that's right. but you didn't necessarily do that on purpose. You didn't do that on purpose. It's not something that you tried to accomplish. So anyway, that was a little bit off topic, but if you're going to commit to someone, you better give them the best version of yourself. You're just a selfish fuck. Okie dokie. Personality matters. Long term, they better have a great personality because everyone's going to get wrinkly and soggy. So you better enjoy being around that person and have similar views on things, right? A lot of people say, you've heard a lot of the stuff after the election or in general. People are like, oh, I can't be with this, my husband anymore. He voted for Trump and this and the other. First off, you're a family unit. You should be voting the same way. If your husband doesn't know what's going on, that's a problem. I mean, it depends on who's the alpha or who's running the relationship. So that's a whole dynamic. Then that's a whole different rabbit hole. But it's not the way it used to be. Politics are everything. It's culture. So if you disagree currently about what's going on, then your fundamental view on the world is foundationally different. And it's going to be very hard to have a long-term relationship like that. It's going to be very hard. And it's not petty. It's not a petty thing. Oh my God, they're voting different. It's like, it's much different. It's not, oh, I like this person. This is very culturally, and politics are downstream from culture. So you're with someone that has a foundationally different approach and a different understanding of culture. It's a completely different culture. It's like a different religion. It's a very challenging thing to overcome because one side is, well, we'll leave that there. If you have any more follow-ups, you guys know what I'm talking about. We don't have to go into that too much yet. Okay, let's move on. All right, any other last-minute questions? I was asked Papa Swolio. Very nice. Time to go bow deep. Bow deepy. That's deep. Take a moment, thumbs up button, like, subscribe, drop a comment down below. Thanks for being here. And if you have not yet done so, fam, if you haven't yet, go on Spotify, leave a 5-star review, leave a review on Apple Podcasts. And also, if you have not yet done so, again, download the app. And if you enjoy the app, leave a review on the App Store. It really makes a huge difference, especially people that are looking to make sick fucking gains. You enjoy the app, leave a 5-star review. Let us know that you enjoy it. App Store, Google Play, download the Swolenormous app right now and make those sick fucking gains. What are you waiting for? Your entire fitness experience in the palm of your hand. You don't have to go searching endlessly on Google. You don't have to piece together what a bunch of random jabroni influencers say online. You can have everything you need, one place, and you can get started today. Start your trial. Go to the App Store, Google Play, download the Swolenormous app. Thank you for doing so. You should just thank yourself because you're the one that's going to be making sick fucking gains. All right, let's get into it. Pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. We'll do a video. Before we do, as per the headline of today's episode, let's watch the clip yesterday. Hold on a second. I fixed the audio. Fam, I did it. I fixed it. I know what the problem was. It turns out that I have the browser Firefox and it just needed to be updated because everything else, I didn't change anything. It just stopped working. So apparently they must have made some update that broke the audio. So let's do yesterday's. Yesterday, I was going to talk about the legal note on The View that Sunny Hostin had to. So let's just check that out yesterday. We'll do a couple things from yesterday, that video, and then we'll get into. So pick a number 1, 2, or 3. Before we do, I thought this was funny. This is from Zero Hedge. This is from Polymarket. And I just thought this was funny. It made me laugh. So I reposted it. Follow me, Swolenormous on X. And it said, will a nuclear weapon, this is Polymarket where you can bet on different things. You could bet on, who is going to win the election, whatever. Will a nuclear weapon detonate in 2024? And there's a 16% chance it's leaning, 16% chance yes. And Zero Hedge retweeted and said, good luck collecting yes. Which means 16% chance you're going to put money on it. I think a nuclear weapon's going to detonate. Well, if it goes off and the world ends, like, you won the bet. You're not going to collect that money. So it's kind of good luck collecting on that one. Nuclear wasteland, but I won. I won the bet. Okay. I thought it was funny. I laughed. Okay, so let's watch this clip from The View. A lot of you may have seen this on other shows already. We're going to do this yesterday morning, but again, it didn't work. So let's just play this because it's funny. I want to make this my ringtone. I posted this. I said, I'm making this my ringtone. This was awesome. From Charlie Kirk, it says, Sonny Hostin was forced to issue a legal note on The View that Matt Gaetz was found to have done nothing wrong after a 3-year DOJ investigation. It was glorious. Let's watch this twat.
Hold on, Gaetz. Sonny, you have a legal note.
I do have a legal note. Thank you, Whoopi. Matt Gaetz has long denied all allegations, calling the claims, quote, invented, and saying in a statement to ABC News that this false smear following a 3-year criminal investigation should be viewed with great skepticism. That DOJ investigation was closed with no charges being brought.
We'll be right back.
I love her face. She like twitches. No, thank you, Whoopi. You fucking cunt. You know, she was, thank you, Whoopi, you fucking bitch. I do, thank you. A couple other stories. Megan Fox thinks all her kids are trans, of course. Doesn't she have like 3 or 4 kids and they're all, she's psychologically abusing them all? Anyway, this is super cringe. We know there's no such thing as a trans child. There's just a mentally deranged parent. And it's psychological abuse and sometimes, physical abuse. So Megan Fox claims her son decided to start dressing in dresses at the age of 2. Wow. 2 years old. Megan Fox says her oldest son, Noah, began expressing his desire to wear dresses since he was 2 years old and has experienced bullying because of it. You don't say. A little boy wearing a dress. See, the bullying is the immune system of a culture. That's the immune system. So when you have the bullying, aka the white blood cells attacking the invader, that's something that's valuable. Now, I know bullying can be very psychologically damaging. The problem with bullying today is you can get bullied 24/7, 365. That's really the problem, that you take the bullying home with you. How many of you got bullied? I did. I had some fights in elementary school, nothing like crazy. But, kids do stuff. They take each other's hat. They, steal things, and you get you wrestle on the ground. You get at recess and you have to go sit over here and then, okay. Looking back on it, the other kid that was kind of like a dick, his father was probably an alcoholic. I look back on it differently. And it's like, all right, his family probably sucked and this, that, and the other. Still, fuck that guy. But most of you have probably gotten into some sort of fights when you're little, especially as a dude. You get into fights, you wrestle. Dudes, boys do that. It's part of like that growth. It's part of that kind of, it's kind of like that vetting that kids have. Now, you don't want it to get to the point where you're like getting murdered or you are getting really assaulted with like a pipe, but kids are going to fight. Kids are going to push and wrestle and all that stuff. But you went home. And I guess the bully didn't, or you see the movies, right? The bullies are chasing the kid at home on the bike and he jumps off his bike and runs in the house. He's like, hey, come out here. Well, you're safe. You're able to get away from it. Now you open up your phone or you go online and all the kids are posting and shitting on you all the time on X or X, Y, and Z, right? Or Snapchat, and they're making fun or they're posting videos. And so you can't avoid the bullying, and then kids are miserable and they commit suicide or cutting or others. So it's really, that's the bad part about it. So cyberbullying and this kind of stuff is really psychologically damaging, and it's more damaging for women than for men. For girls, there's much more susceptible to this kind of stuff. So anyway, that being said, bullying is that kind of immune system. I'm not saying all bullying is good, but bullying as a net, I think is a net positive because it's kind of like a self-policing. It's kind of like, no, this is weird. This is off, and you get pushed around, and kids usually step up and they learn from it. And a lot of times it can actually create that fire and create that drive in order to do better and excel in different areas. Hey, shut up, nerd. Well, that nerd created Apple, or that nerd created Microsoft, or that nerd created Facebook. And, all the tech nerds are, oh, you're, what's it called? Theater boy, right? Or you're in the play and you're like, oh, that kid's a tool, and becomes a famous actor. And then, right. So just think about all these famous actors that everyone, praises. A lot of times these were theater nerds in school. So it's like all of a sudden you're a nerd, but then you're in life, you're super successful. It's like this weird paradigm when you're younger. So anyway, it's not all bad. But of course, when you tell and I posted this because my mom tells a story, and she was very, I don't want to say like liberal in the sense, but she was I remember because you go to different people's houses, and when I was younger, this is in the 80s, Barbies were really popular. And people at school and girls had Barbies. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, what's that? What does that other kid have? I want that. So I was like, Mom, I want a Barbie. And she was like, okay. So she got me, I don't know if she got me a couple or a Barbie, whatever. She got me the Barbie doll. And what I do as a boy, I undressed it. I was like swinging it around. There's videos of me as like a 3 or 4 year old, like swinging a Barbie around by the leg and throwing it across the room and shit like that. It's like, I just wanted to know what it was. And like, you play and like, okay, what's this? And okay, whatever. Got bored with it. Went back to playing with bricks and Nintendo and shit like that, or whatever age I was. She didn't just cut my dick off and be like, oh my God, he's a girl now. He wants to play with the Barbie. Boys are going to be boys. Playing with a doll is not going to change my sexuality. Yeah, you want what another kid has. You're curious. You're curious. You don't know. You don't know. Guess who knows, right? You don't know when you're a kid. Guess who knows? The parent. Ah, yes, Megan Fox. Oh, the parent. Oh, the parent's supposed to know and guide the child. Oh, it's supposed to come from the parent. Now, when the parent's desperate for attention and you're virtue signaling to the rest of the Hollywood pedophiles, all my children are trans, then you're psychologically abusing the child. Your child wants to wear a dress in the house and fuck around? Fine. Outside, you're going to be a fucking human. Anyway, this is mental illness projected onto kids for virtue signaling purposes, and it's child abuse. So you want to wear a dress? What the fuck? Kids, I remember my mom didn't yell at me and she didn't beat me for this, but I remember vividly, I'd gotten into, and I was probably a couple years old, I'd gotten into her lipstick. And it was like expensive lipstick. And I just like all over the bathroom. It was like the mirror, and you guys like, I think it was probably all over me. It was just, I got into the makeup and I just fucking smeared everywhere. So I got in trouble. I guess I was like, what are you going to do? A kid just got into like, oh shit, I shouldn't have put that there or whatever. But I got into the makeup. I'm like, oh my God, he's a girl. He got into makeup, because I was smearing it everywhere. He's playing with the makeup. I was supposed to be a girl. You're curious. You don't know what this is. Let me try it. What's this? A dress. Oh, okay. And it's also cultural too. Like a dress in some cultures, you have like in Scottish culture, you wear kilts and stuff. It's like, that's kind of like a dress. You wear togas in Rome. It's like, it's kind of a dress depending on how you frame it. It doesn't make you not a man. Long hair. Oh, long hair looks gay. Okay, tell the Vikings. The long hair doesn't make me not a man. It's just the stupidest thing. Oh, I have long hair. That must mean I'm a girl. Cut off my dick and invert it for a vagina. Okay, enough of that. Right? Toddler. There's no such thing as a trans child. Okay, let's do a video and then we'll get into the Ozempic topic. We picked a couple ones. Freya on YouTube says it's not uncommon for a 2-year-old boy to try wearing a dress, especially if he has sisters. That doesn't make him trans. Fact. Fact on fact. So let's do a video. Who got this one? Dallin G. Number 2. This is called Put All Men in Prison. Ooh, put them all in prison. Oh my goodness. Well, that doesn't sound...
What's in the box?
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
However, in an effort to be sustainable, reduce, reuse, recycle, per se, I'm thinking that we take all men to Alcatraz Island, and they are not allowed to leave until they take a lesson on how to revert their internalized misogyny, and only until they've passed a test that we women decide, are they allowed to leave Alcatraz Island. Let me know what you think. I think it could be great.
I think we should repeal the 19th. I don't think women should be allowed to vote. That's what I think. If this is not more evidence, we just keep on compiling evidence that women shouldn't vote. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to not be able to vote. The women listening to this podcast are super based, but the vast majority shouldn't. That's why the most vast majority voted for the retarded candidate in Kamala Harris, right? The vast majority of single retarded women. This is not a good idea. Alcatraz is not that big. All men, yeah, just put them all in Alcatraz. It's not that big. Yeah. Okay, we're just going to move on. I can hit the, no points, may God have mercy on your soul, but I don't think there should be any mercy for this person. No mercy. Mercy. No mercy. No mercy. Just shame. Just shame.
Shame.
Just the Game of Thrones treatment.
Shame.
Just shame. All right, hashtag sick fucking gains for a chance to win today's Swole card. SFGs.
Fuck yeah!
Space Shell Door Gunner says, my 3-year-old son puts on my daughter's tutus all the time. He also stares down all the hot waitresses. Wait till he learns that he can like cop a feel and like get away with like, oh, you're cute. Yeah, smack that ass. Yeah, 3-year-old son puts on tutus and stares at all the hot waitresses. Yeah, you don't start calling him Buffalo Bill, right? He's just a kid. He's 3 years old. It's up to the father to, hey, you shouldn't do this or don't do that or be nice and be respectful, whatever. Like that's what do I have to even say it? Like, that's what a parent does. Hey, that's not appropriate. You shouldn't do that. Hey, don't do that. That's not good. You can do this at home. Okie dokie. Chip says, that's so true. My uncle grew up with only women. He was convinced he was going to get a period at one point. Haha. He was young, though. My grandma just laughed at him. Yeah. All right. It's like, you don't know. You're around people that just are bleeding out their, like, oh, shit, I'm going to get a period, too. They don't know. Kids are not. They think they're dinosaurs. If you have kids, you know that your child wanted to be Superman. You don't take him up into the roof because he thinks he's Superman. You put him in a costume. Okay, jump off. That's literally the same thing. I think I'm a girl. Well, you're not. That's it. I think I'm a girl. Oh, you are a girl. Oh, you are a girl. Again, the equivalent is, I think I'm Superman. Let's find out. You just go up to the top of the roof and you push your son off. What are you going to do? You're going to go to prison for the rest of your life. But you can chop off their dick and you're totally fine. Get some puberty blockers. You're all good. All right, John Fernandez, número dos. John, I'm going to put this one last, John, because I think the show is going to end after that. We're not going to want anything else. We're not going to want that one, John. So I'm going to pause you right there, and we're going to do health versus fat first. Then we'll do the story, and then we're going to do the last one, because I think that's going to end the show, so to speak. All right, health versus fat.
Stop letting people try to convince you that being fat is the worst thing in the world that you can be. Being fat is not the worst thing in the world that you can be.
In 3,121 episodes, have I ever said that being fat is the worst thing that you could possibly be? No, that's a strange thing to say.
And healthy is the worst thing in the world. And because being fat usually is equated to being unhealthy, people try to convince you that it's all about your looks.
Being fat is a sign that you're not healthy. It's a sign. It's the manifestation of your poor habits.
It's not all about your looks, honey. If you love the way that you look,
it's not about looks. It's not about looks. The physical manifestation. It's not about like, oh, I think that's attractive. Oh, it's, God, these people are insufferable. And I don't like the volume. I don't like the accent. I don't like anything about this video. We might stop in a second.
That's what really matters. Now, are there privileges and are there things that come with being skinny that bigger people do not usually have?
Do attractive people have advantages? Sure. Do tall people have advantages? Yes. There's a fact of humanity. Like, that doesn't make it evil to be in good shape. That doesn't make it evil to be tall just because some people have advantages. Now, we all know you could be too tall. Like, maybe you might have an advantage, or you might instill more authority if you're 6'1" or 6'2" versus 5'9" or something. Like, okay, depends on what kind of situation. But obviously, you can take that too far. If you're 6'11", it gets, not that it's weird, but in the sense, it gets weird. If you're on a basketball court and you're 6'11", everyone's tall. But if you're just walking around and you're fucking 6'11", you're ducking under because most people aren't, it can be a disadvantage too. It's not all advantage. People think, like, I want to be taller. A lot of times when you're tall, it's hard to find clothes. It's uncomfortable. Most things are not meant for people that are really tall. So it's not all advantage. Anyway.
Access to, of course. But if you don't care about those things, that doesn't really matter now, does it? But what does matter is, are you healthy or not?
Should we keep on going here?
The thing is, most people are going to be healthy in their 20s and their 30s. It's in your 40s and your 50s when you really start to feel the effects of being obese or overweight.
No shit. It's called compound decline, obviously.
So I say, as a person who is attempting to lose weight herself, know your labs, know your values, know your blood sugar levels.
This person is misinterpreting, I'm currently not dying today. with, I'm not making good decisions that's going to lead to a good outcome.
Know your A1C, know your TSH, which is your thyroid hormone.
Okay.
Know your levels. Know your cholesterol.
Ah, yes, cholesterol. Like a lot of these things are just complete, not scams, but they're misinterpreted because it's in this old sickness paradigm, right? Read The Great Cholesterol Myth. It breaks down the bullshit behind just standard cholesterol measurements and trying to reduce your cholesterol. It's insane. That's why people are sick and dying from eating plants all the fucking time.
Very important. Stop eating all that meat.
I just said, I didn't even watch this video. How do I know the stupid shit that's going to come out of these people's face holes? I can just fucking sense it. Oh my God. Stop eating all that meat so I can look like you and struggle with my... No, I'm not a moron.
Very important. Stop eating all that meat. People are telling you protein. Is where we get the majority of our cholesterol from.
The fuck? Hold on a second.
Protein is where we get the majority of our cholesterol from. I'm just saying. Talk to your doctor.
Talk to someone who knows what the fuck they're talking about, not this absolute retard.
You went full retard, man.
Jesus Christ. That was bad. Maybe I should have ended on that one. Okay. Speaking of retarded, let's talk about Ozempic. So this was posted by, this is from the University of Alberta. This was reposted by the Raw Egg Nationalist. Funny account. Let's see. We knew Ozempic was linked to severe muscle loss. We've talked about that many times. But now it looks like the, quote, wonder drug also causes heart muscle to shrink, which is seriously, seriously bad. That is so bad for your heart muscle to be shrinking. Now, if you're not exercising and you have thickening and hardening of the heart wall, that's really bad. Okay. You can see this in your EKGs. You can see this with how the electrical impulses inside your heart, how they, reverberate, and the EKG, when you see the lines, just so you guys know, like the boop, the whole EKG, the different waves, you get a lot of information from that. It's not just a line. You're like, oh, what's that? Beep, beep. You've seen this in movies and stuff like that. The QRS complex and the P wave or whatever the fuck it is. I remember this shit. But the height, you can tell whether or not, the heart wall is thicker. Now, if you're an athlete, you're going to have more muscle. You're going to have a thicker heart wall, which is good. So it's bad if you're not fit. This is why context is important, because you're going to have some of this data. Oh my God, you have heart disease. Your heart's like necrotic, like shit's breaking down. But if you're an athlete, that's normal. Okay. And that's a good thing. Anyway, so weight loss drug, AKA Ozempic and these other kinds, found to shrink heart muscle in mice and human cells. And imagine taking this and you had this experimental gene therapy that's fucking up your heart and causing inflammation in the heart. I've been seeing in the news lately, there's a couple more people, there's so many people every day that you don't hear about, but 30 years old having a heart attack, dying in their sleep. It's fucking scary. Okay. Trendy weight loss drugs making the headlines for shrinking waistlines may also be shrinking the human heart and other muscles. Any kind of muscle wasting is bad. That's why I always say build muscle. You're fat, build muscle. You're skinny, build muscle. Build muscle, build muscle, build muscle. Don't try to, you're obese. Oh, I want to lose the fat first and build muscle. Build muscle, build muscle, fucking build muscle. According to a new University of Alberta study, the authors say the research should serve as a cautionary tale about possible long-term health effects of these drugs. You can look up this story, but not a good sign. We already know that it causes muscle wasting. Shrink your heart. Very bad. Muy mal. No es bueno. ¿Entiendes? And, before the last video, I think this is very poignant. I think it's very accurate. I think this is almost like, this is a biblical verse right here. So I tweeted this. I said, things make more sense when you realize that all people come in varying combinations of fat, broke, and retarded.
Fuck yeah!
That's really all it is, right? Everyone's got a different shade of it. We all have a certain body fat percentage, so you're some percentage, you're some level of fat. You know, we all have different amounts of finance and wealth, so you're some level of broke. And then we all have some sort of, so we're some phase and some shade of retarded. Some people have much higher levels of all three. It's usually just everyone. So once you understand that even, oh, this intelligent person, that person is also, seemingly, that person is also a percentage retarded. That person also has a significant level of retardation. So, you know, these are the politicians. These are people that are making, this is why having leverage over other humans is so dangerous. This is why freedom is so important, because having anyone that is allowed to make decisions over you, to imprison you, to tax you, that steals your life. They are stealing your life. They are stealing your life. They are killing part of you. They're killing part of your time. So if you could throw people in prison for no reason, they are killing you. They are stealing your human energy that you'll never get back. When they tax you, when they send more money to fucking Ukraine, like zero fucks about this shit. Every time they send rockets or $1 billion or $40 billion, every time they print more money, it robs you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. They are killing you and your future generations. They're robbing. They're stealing from you. And they can get away with it whenever they want until we make better decisions. Let's put it that way. All right. Let's get into this last video. This is called Transgender Day of Remembrance. My transgender day of remembrance was when Donald Trump was overwhelmingly elected by the popular vote. And I was like, nice knowing you, retard. Very nice.
Happy Tidor. I took today off because...
Why are you whispering? I can't stand low volume.
I had worked another day for Tidor, and it seemed like the job was not really recognizing. It was like I worked another day for a whole Tidor event, and it was like my job was just kind of like, okay. So I took today off. No, you're not going to be a LGBTQAI plus location and then not give flowers to the trans people that work there.
What are you fucking talking about?
Topic, but like I suspected.
Let's do a throwback. Quick. No, fuck that shit.
Calories out is a proven calories in, calories out is a proven fundamental.
Do you know the consequences
of
being in a calorie deficit for too long? You'll end up fat.
Here we go.
If your body is in a perpetually starving state, because that's what calories in, calories out is. Having a calorie deficit, that means that you are not eating enough to sustain your body. Your brain needs carbs. You need like at least half a loaf of bread a day worth of carbs.
You are such
Jesus Christ. This is hurting my brain. You're not
so
going to
if
gain
your body starts
half a loaf of
getting
bread
used to not having enough calories in it,
Nope.
you know what it does? It just makes it come back even stronger because your body is now used to being starving and it thinks that it needs to hold on to weight because you're not giving it enough.
And that's not how it works. If you have ever seen pictures from the concentration camps, when you're not given enough food, you fucking die.
What the fuck is that?
I'm Hubert Cumberdale.
Fam, we made it. We made it. We made it. We all made it. God, that was a rough day. It was a rough day. I looked at it, I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about the Ozempic thing because it's very important. And then, wow, hot mess. But guess what? Guess what we have? Guess what we have? Aww. The Tainty Man. Hey, Mr. Mustard. Hello, Tainty boy. Hello. What's up, my sweet man? Let me give you a little pet. That's a good boy. Look at that. Look at that mustard. That's some juicy, juicy mustard right there. About time. About time you joined us, my guy. Very nice. Very, very nice, you sexy beesh. That's a sexy beesh. That's a tainty cam right there. That's the tainty cam. Give me blue steel, Rufus. Blue steel. Oh, that was not bad. Over here. Blue steel. No? Okay. And he's up. All right. Oh, that's a good boy. Yush. Yush. Such a tainty man. Look at his big old pupper paws. You want to be on the show? Can they see you? Of course they can see you. You're ginormous. Look at that. Look at that sweet boy. Look at that sweet face. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Oh. Look at him. Look at your cute boys. Look at the cute boy. That's why I like having such a big dog. I can slap the shit out of him. Look at that. Just unfazed. Does not care at all. Oh, he's a good boy. All right. Good boy. All right. So now he's up. Now he's all my. I don't know how you made it off camera. That's really impressive considering. Good boy. Big doggy. Big doggy. All right, let's give away today's Swole card. The Tainted Cam is over. And of course, we do have more. Oh, we have the church here too. How is he off the camera? Look at this. Look at this, considering. Look at it, he's just right. That's the size of him. That's actually kind of impressive, to be honest. And there you go. All right, let's give away today's Swole card. Hashtag sick fucking gains. Falcon, pick me a winner, my guy. Pick me a Schwiener. Howard got his butthole blown out today. Brutal. Oh, I don't even know. Who is this? Who is this? That's a big congratulations right there. Today's win. This is awesome. Today's winner is Jacked Santa 767.
Congratulations!
Jacked Santa. What? Who's Jacked Santa? Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3121, the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email, and we'll send you the Swole card. Fam, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Tomorrow, we will have an overtime. We might just have 2 throwbacks for tomorrow's overtime, but we will have more balls deep edits. We'll do that at the end of the show for tomorrow's FEFcast. And Mark says a moment of silence for Howard, who didn't make it. He didn't make it. I mean, he's okay, but his butthole is completely blown open. He's prolapsed to all hell. I got to get you fixed, buddy. Aside from that, he's looking pretty solid, fairly solid. Howard's doing okay. He's doing all right. But fam, thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff, swolenormousx.com to join the fam. But you could join the fam directly just by heading over to the app. Download now, App Store, Google Play, type in Swolenormous, and of course, you can join all the amazing action inside Swolenormous X with the brand new Swolenormous app. App Store, Google Play, download it now. And if you're looking to pick up merch for the holidays, or as Mr. Miyagi would say, for the holidays, head on over to papasolio.com. We got the brand new release this past week. The Department of Sick Fucking Gains. Hit the American button. Yeah. The Department of Sick Fucking Gains. What a mug. What a mug. That's one department that the Department of Government Efficiency has no bearing on. They will not be removing. I received official word that they will not be eliminating and downgrading the Department of Sick Fucking Gains, because if we're going to make America healthy again, we need the Department of Sick Fucking Gains, and I am proud to have the directorship. So I will make sure that that continues full steam into 2025. So you can thank me for my service, because we're going to make America swole. Goddamn right. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow for the FEFcast. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like